Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator philosophy to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, grow your savings and investments, and knock out debt with confidence. And today, we're talking about one of the most overlooked raises you'll ever get, the one hiding in plain sight. You don't need a promotion, you don't need a side hustle, and you definitely don't need to sell your couch on Facebook Marketplace, unless it's ugly and you've been looking for an excuse. What you need is a plan to unlock the raise that's already sitting in your paycheck. We call it the Paycheck Power-Up, and it's all about finding the invisible raise that's buried in your current income. In this episode, we'll walk through how to uncover hidden dollars in your spending plan, how to renegotiate bills, cancel sneaky subscriptions, and shift habits, and how to redirect the found money towards savings or debt on purpose. Because here's the truth, your income might not be the problem. It might just be underemployed. And when you lead your money with clarity, it starts working harder than ever without you working more hours. So whether you're walking the dog, folding laundry, or just hiding from your inbox for a few minutes, this one is for you. Let's talk about how to give yourself a raise without changing jobs. Let's dive in. The raise you already have. Let's start with a truth that might surprise you. You may already have the raise you're looking for. It's not in your boss's hands. It's not a side hustle. It's not a lottery ticket or a magical inheritance from a long-lost uncle. It's in your paycheck, the one that you already get. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, Nate, have you seen my bills? Hang with me, because what we're talking about today isn't about working more. It's about working smarter with what you already have. The invisible raise. Most people think of a raise as more money coming in. But what if we flipped that? What if a raise was also about less money leaking out? That's the invisible raise. That's the money you're already earning, but losing to things like unused subscriptions, overpriced services, impulse spending, forgotten fees, and those habits that don't align with your goals. It's like having a bucket full of water, but with 5 tiny holes at the bottom. You keep pouring more in, but it never fills up. The problem isn't the water, it's the leaks. And when you plug those leaks, boom, instant raise. I call this the Paycheck Power-Up because it's not about earning more. It's about activating what you already have. The stats don't lie. Let's talk numbers for a second. According to a 2024 study by Rocket Money, the average American spends $133 per month on subscriptions, and 42% of those go unused. That's over $600 a year in money that's doing absolutely nothing for you. Another study by Bankrate found that 1 in 4 Americans don't even know what subscriptions they're paying for. That's like having a roommate that you've never met who eats all your food and drains your bank account. Now, imagine redirecting that $600 towards your emergency fund, your debt snowball, or even your fun fund. That's not just a raise, that's momentum. And it's not just subscriptions. It's the gym membership you haven't used since January 3rd. It's the premium cable package you forgot you had or was upgraded without you realizing it. It's the insurance policy you never shopped around for. It's the $9.99 app you downloaded once and never opened again. These aren't luxuries, they're leaks. And when you plug them, you don't just save money, you reclaim it. Here's the mindset shift. This isn't about deprivation, it's about direction. You're not cutting back because you quote unquote can't afford it. You're cutting back because you've got a better plan for your money. You're not saying no to Netflix, you're saying yes to peace of mind. You're not canceling that gym membership because you're lazy, you're canceling it because you realize you haven't been since January 3rd and your walks around the neighborhood, those are free. This is about reclaiming your paycheck. It's about telling your money, hey, you work for me now. And when you lead your money with clarity, it starts working harder than ever without you working more hours. The Triggator Triangle in action. Let's bring in the Triggator Triangle. Budget, save, pay off debt. Budget. You assign every dollar a job. That includes the dollars you just rescued from the subscription graveyard. Save. You redirect those dollars to your peace of mind fund, your emergency fund, or your alligator fund, or again, your fun fund. Pay off debt. You throw those dollars at your smallest balance or highest interest rate and watch your freedom grow. This isn't theory. This is strategy, and it works. Let me give you a real life example. A listener named John emailed me while I was out sick. He'd just finished listening to the budget breakdown episode and decided to do a little audit. In one afternoon, he found a $14.99 music service that he didn't use, a $9.99 meditation app that he'd forgotten about, a $19.99 streaming bundle that he hadn't touched in months. That's about $14 a month, over $500 a year, just sitting there. John canceled all three, redirected the money to his emergency fund, and bam, instant savings. That's a peace of mind fund built from nothing but awareness. That's the Paycheck Power-Up in action. Remember in Ocean's 11 when Danny Ocean says, "You're either in or you're out right now." That's your paycheck talking to you. It's saying, are you going to keep letting me leak through the cracks, or are you going to put me to work? Because when you lead your money with purpose, it doesn't just behave, it builds. In the next section, we're going to get tactical. I'll show you exactly how to renegotiate bills, cancel subscriptions, and shift habits without feeling like you're living on rice and regret. Because this isn't about restriction, it's about reclaiming our paychecks. Let's keep going. Renegotiate, reclaim, reassign. So now that you've spotted the invisible raise hiding in your paycheck, it's time to activate it. In this section, we're going to talk about taking action, not just noticing where your money is leaking, but actually plugging the holes and directing that cash towards your goals. Because here's the truth, most people don't need more income, they need more intention. And when you start leading your money with purpose, you'll be amazed at how far your current paycheck can go. Step 1, renegotiate your bills. Let's start with some of the big stuff, your recurring bills. You'd be surprised at how many of these are negotiable. Yes, even in 2025. Here are a few places to start. Internet and cable. Call your provider and ask about current promotions. Mention competitor pricing. Ask if there's a loyalty discount. You'd be shocked at how often they'll knock off $10 to $30 just for asking. Let me give you a real life example straight from the Tanner family archives. A couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with my dad about his bundled internet and home phone plan. I braced myself expecting him to say that he was paying nearly $200 a month, a hefty sum for anyone, let alone a long retired teacher living on a fixed income. I was ready to jump in, cape and calculator in hand, to save the day. But to my surprise, he smiled and said, "Oh, I already took care of that." Turns out when the company tried to raise his bill, he didn't just accept it. He called them up, channeled his inner negotiator, and pulled out every trick in the book. He even dropped the "Google Fiber just came to town" line like a seasoned pro. Before you could say high-speed download, they upgraded his service and lowered his bill. Faster internet, less money, and honestly, it was a proud moment that made my budgeting heart do a happy little dance. The lesson, you don't have to be a tech wizard or a financial guru to negotiate. You just have to be willing to ask and maybe throw in a little friendly competition. Cell phone plans. Are you paying for unlimited data that you don't use? Could you switch to a prepaid plan or a family bundle? Many carriers now offer budget-friendly plans with the same coverage. Let me tell you about a close, lifelong friend of mine who was getting walloped by a massive cell phone rate hike. He had himself, his wife, and 3 teens on the plan, so 5 total lines, not to mention a 6th one on the way. That's not a phone plan, that's a small army. Now, he didn't need unlimited data, free streaming bundles, or a monthly subscription to every music service known to man. He just needed talk, text, and enough data to keep the group chats alive and the GPS working. So we sat down and we did a little digging. Turns out there was a carrier using the exact same network as the big guys, same towers, same coverage, but for a fraction of the price. No fluff, no frills, just function. He made the switch and guess what? Same service, lower bills. And no one in his family even noticed the difference, except his bank account, which was suddenly breathing a little easier. The lesson: function over fashion. You don't need to pay for the big brand name and the baked in perks if you're not using them. You just need a plan that meets your needs and gives your paycheck a little breathing room. That's a raise, and he didn't have to work a single extra hour to get it. Insurance. Shop around for auto, renters, or homeowners insurance, bundle policies, raise your deductibles. One listener told me about how they saved $480 a year just by switching providers. Utilities. Some utility companies offer budget billing or hardship programs. If your income is variable, this can help smooth out those spikes. I absolutely love the budget billing plans. They turn your utility payments from chaos to calm and allow you to create a solid rhythm. Now here's a fun stat for you. According to a 2023 NerdWallet survey, 69% of people who negotiated a bill, they successfully lowered it. But here was the problem. Only 1 in 3 people even tried. That's like having a coupon for your life and never using it. So here's your permission slip. Ask, negotiate, and advocate. You're not being difficult, you're being diligent. And if there's one thing we all learned from The Office, especially when Ryan was in business school, it's this. It costs way more to get a new customer than to keep an existing one. Companies know that, so they want to keep you. So when you call in and say, hey, I'm thinking about switching, they'll often bend over backwards to keep you happy. So go ahead, channel your inner Ryan minus the fire, fraud, and beard dye, and ask for the deal. You might be surprised how fast they say yes. Step 2, cancel the clutter. Next up, the sneaky stuff. Subscriptions, memberships, auto renewals, the digital dust bunnies of your spending plan. Here's what to do. Pull up your last 2 to 3 bank statements. Highlight every recurring charge. Ask yourself, do I use this? Do I love this? Does this align with my goals? Cancel anything that doesn't pass that test. And don't forget the sneaky ones, those free trials that turned into a $14.99 a month charge you forgot and you really didn't want. App Store subscriptions you forgot about. And let's be honest, Apple's not sending you a reminder. They're just quietly collecting. Streaming services that you haven't watched since that one show ended. Remember, this isn't about guilt, it's about alignment. You're not canceling joy, you're canceling clutter. Step 3, shift your habits. Now let's talk about the daily stuff, the habits that quietly drain your paycheck. We're not talking about cutting out all fun. We're talking about swapping. Here's a few examples. Coffee. Instead of $5 a day at the drive-thru, try $5 a week on beans and brew it at home. That's $100 a month back in your pocket. Takeout. Replace one takeout night with a pantry challenge dinner. Use what you've got. Make it fun. Bonus points if you involve the kids. On a side note, this summer, we started having our kids help plan and prep meals, and they love it. It's way better than any restaurant. Impulse buys. Add a 24-hour rule to your online cart. If you still want it tomorrow, go for it. If not, you just gave yourself a raise. Behavioral economist Dan Ariely calls this friction-based spending. The more friction you add between you and the purchase, the more intentional your spending becomes. And here's the kicker. Most people don't miss the stuff they cut. They miss the feeling they were chasing. So replace that habit with something that gives you the same feeling without the financial hangover. Instead of retail therapy, try a walk, listen to a podcast, or have a call with a friend. Instead of takeout, try a themed dinner night at home. Instead of scrolling Amazon, scroll your goals. The Triggator Triangle in action. Let's bring it back to the Triggator Triangle. Budget, save, pay off debt. Budget. Now you've freed up dollars, assign them. Don't let them float. Give them a job. Save. Start or boost your peace of mind funds. Remember, those are your emergency fund, those alligator funds for those non-monthly expenses. Fund. These are your financial seatbelts. Pay off debt. Throw those dollars at your smallest balance or highest interest rate and watch your freedom grow. This is how you give yourself a raise on purpose, not by working more, not by waiting for a promotion, but by leading your money with clarity. Remember Marie Kondo, the queen of decluttering? She asked, "Does it spark joy?" Let's remix that for your money. Does this spark progress? If it doesn't move you closer to your goals, cancel it, renegotiate it, or replace it. Because your money should be working for you, not the other way around. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to start. Pick one bill to renegotiate. Pick one subscription to cancel. Pick one habit to shift. That's your raise. That's your power up. That's your next step. And in the next section, we're going to talk about how to reassign those freed up dollars with intention so they don't just disappear into the digital void. Because when you lead your money with purpose, it doesn't just behave, it builds. Reassign with purpose. Don't let your raise disappear. So you've done the work, you've found the leaks, you've canceled the clutter. You've renegotiated your bills and shifted your habits. You've officially given yourself a raise without changing jobs, without working more hours, and without selling your childhood Beanie Baby collection on eBay. Now comes the most important part. What can you do with that raise? Because here's the simple truth. If you don't give those freed up dollars a job, they'll find one on their own. And spoiler alert, it usually involves Amazon, DoorDash, or a quick Target run that ends up with a cart full of throw pillows and regret. The psychology of found money. Behavioral economists call this mental accounting. When we find money, whether it's from a refund, a canceled subscription, or a lower bill, we treat it like bonus cash. And bonus cash, that's dangerous. It's the reason people blow their tax refunds in a weekend. It's the reason a $20 bill in your coat pocket feels like a lottery win. It's the reason your raise disappears before you even notice it hit your account. But here's the good news. You can flip the script. You can turn found money into freedom money. The Triggator Triangle, your reassignment blueprint. Let's bring it back to the Triggator Triangle. Budget, save, pay off debt. This is your blueprint for what to do with this raise. First, budget. Assign every dollar a job. Start by updating your spending plan. Take the money you freed up, whether it's $25 or $250, and give it a job. Don't let it float. Don't let it hang out in your checking account, because floating money is disappearing money. Use your paycheck-based plan to assign those dollars to a category that matters. Emergency fund, alligator fund, fund, debt snowball, retirement savings. Even if it's just $10 to each, assign it. Because when your money has a mission, it doesn't wander away. Second, save. Build your peace of mind funds. Before you throw every extra dollar at debt, make sure your peace of mind funds are solid. This means emergency fund. If you're on your $500 starting step, build that. Then move to your next tier, your 1,000, your 1 month, your 3 month, your 6 month. Keep building. Your alligator fund. Cover those non-monthly expenses like car repairs, school fees, and holiday travel. Your fun fund. Yes, fun is part of the plan. Saving for joy is not irresponsible. It's intentional. According to a 2024 report from the Financial Health Network, people with at least $1,000 in emergency savings are 60% likely to rely on credit cards during a financial setback. That's not just a stat, that's a strategy. Third, pay off debt and accelerate your freedom. Once your peace of mind funds are in place, it's time to attack your debt. Use the method that fits your mindset. The snowball, start with the smallest balance for quick wins. The avalanche, start with the highest interest rate to save the most money. Or your custom plan, start with a debt that's emotionally draining or holding you back. Every dollar you throw at a debt is a dollar that stops working against you and starts working for you. Remember, debt freedom isn't just a financial win, it's a mental and emotional one too. Lifestyle creep, the silent raise killer. Let's talk about the sneakiest threat to your newfound raise, lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is when your spending quietly raises to match your income, or in this case, your freed up cash. It's when you cancel a $40 subscription and suddenly start spending $40 more at Starbucks. It's when you lower your phone bill and upgrade your wardrobe. It's when your raise disappears into treat yourself mode before it even hits your goals, and suddenly your invisible raise is funding invisible results. Now, I'm not saying you can't enjoy your money. I'm saying enjoy it on purpose. If you want to celebrate your raise with a latte or a new hoodie, do it, but assign it, plan it, then reallocate it towards your goals for the next spending plan. Because when you lead your money with clarity, you don't have to feel guilty about spending. You get to feel confident. Remember in Harry Potter when the Hogwarts letters kept showing up no matter how many times Uncle Vernon tried to hide them? This could be your money. It wants a purpose. It wants a plan. And if you don't give it one, it'll keep showing up in weird places, like your Amazon cart at 11:47 p.m. So give it a home, give it a mission, give it a job that builds your future, not just your closet. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be purposeful. Start small, reassign one subscription's worth of money, redirect one renegotiated bill, reallocate one habit's worth of spending. That's your raise, that's your power up, that's your next step. Let's bring it home. All right, you've made it to the end of the Paycheck Power Up. And if you're still here, you didn't just listen to a podcast, you just gave yourself a raise. We talked about how to uncover that invisible raise that's been hiding in your current paycheck, how to renegotiate bills, cancel the clutter, and shift habits without shame, and how to reassign those freed up funds with purpose so they build your future, not your Amazon cart. This wasn't about restriction, it's about reclaiming. Because when you lead your money with clarity, it doesn't just behave, it builds. Today's challenge, it's simple but powerful. Find one raise, then reassign it. Cancel one unused subscription, renegotiate one bill, shift one spending habit. Then reassign that money, whether it's to your peace of mind fund, your debt snowball, or your fun fund. Even if it's just $5, because it's not about the amount, it's about the assignment. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build peace. And that's how you build wealth, one paycheck at a time. Got a renegotiating win, a canceled subscription that felt like a victory lap, or a budgeting oops that turned into a breakthrough? Email me at podcast@Triggator.com or message me on Instagram, Facebook, or X at Triggator. If this episode helped you find a raise without asking your boss, keep the momentum going. Follow the show to stay on track with your Triggator Triangle journey. Leave a review, especially if this episode helped you find a raise hiding in plain sight. Share this episode with that friend who keeps saying they need a raise but hasn't checked their bank statement since 2022. And don't forget to follow @Triggator on social media for tips, encouragement, and behind-the-scenes content. Next time, the Triggator Reset. Mid-year money moves that matter. Half the year is gone, but your goals aren't. In our next episode, we're hitting pause for a mid-year money reset. Whether your budget has been on cruise control or completely off the rails, this is your chance to realign, refocus, and build momentum. We'll walk you through how to audit your spending plan without the shame spiral. Reset your Triggator Triangle with one goal per side. And make the second half of this year your most intentional yet. Because it's not too late, it's right on time. Remember, you don't need a new job to get a raise. You just need a new plan. Lead your money with purpose. Because when you do, your paycheck doesn't just pay bills, it builds freedom. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. We'll see you next time.